Hey guys, this is Kirop speaking, and today we are back in the Cyclist tactics with Altdorf Postal Services and their road to tour domination. As you can see, we have done pretty well so far. We have ticked off a lot of tours in the amateur league. There's still a few missing, but we need to get onto that. There is one that we are in currently, and that is the Great Lakes Tour. Pro distances in terms of stage lengths, and competition not so pro usually, but it has been tough racing so far, and we're going to get straight back into it. And just as a mini recap, our hero of this tour is going to be Klaus Fuchs, hopefully. That is a very hopeful one there. +2 fitness peak, of course. I did not quite expect him to be able to pull it off, but so far, because it's reasonably hilly, especially this one was absolutely brutal. But you see, this next one is one for Gerhard. He needs to secure his mountain jersey, because there's only one third category climb remaining on the last stage, and overall this one will be a little bit easier, both on Klaus and Gerhard. So yes, Andreas Roth still holding on to his second place, but he is considered a helper. We need to win this thing with Klaus. Alright, so this one is looking tough. Let's get into it. We did have almost full recovery with Klaus, but not quite. So not having his maximum energy points, and that hurts. But Gerhard, of course, looking beautiful here. Oh, lucky turn of events. No one wants to attack on the first turn. Well, that's just perfect for Gerhard, isn't it? And off he goes! There we have it. Peloton can't follow. One attack point, and then into the sixes, and then across. I think that should be good. Should have enough of an advantage right there. Just doing max energy moves, of course, for this one. Are they jumping? Are they going to go to there? Yeah, they are. And I am choosing to overshoot quite a bit. I think the peloton is going to accelerate up here and land there. That would allow me to get 3 points. But if I want to stay ahead, then and not move along with the peloton, do I? Yeah. I mean, I can go from here all the way down to the foot of the climb on the next turn, and then jump that one, I believe. And that will basically have my jersey guaranteed. You see, it's a pretty good move. Yeah, let's go aggressive. And that is exactly how it turned out. Let's see if I'm right and the peloton will stop like there. I don't think they're going to land all the way down here. So let's see. And ooh, they overshot a little. That's a little aggressive, but this means that we should be fine for that mountain rating too. And Gerhard has done his job for the day. And with a 6-2, we set a 495. Should be enough. Oh yeah, they're... Oh, what are these moves? Okay. Well, have to follow along. It all turned out beautifully. Look at that, landed there. Peloton is right there, so they can jump into the sixes if they wanted to. But also, it's quite likely that they land on the 12. Anyway, we have a nice advantage. But then 6 and 6. No attack points used. And he can just recover after that. And just to show you the current situation, right? Gerd Seidel is leading by 6 points with 12 in total. With him grabbing another 6 here and another 3 here, yeah, that's a done deal. Oh, we gotta watch it. The peloton is now dropped to just 1 turn of full attack move. That usually starts to pique the interest of the favorites to slowly move to the front. And there he is. The hero is back in the peloton. Let's have you drop back there and get some slipstream, Gerd. The leaders are still in P3, as you can see here. Billy King and Manuel Gomez. Gomez is like made for this stage. I still can't see any movement to P2, so everything is quiet. This was a very quiet move too. This next one could be a little harsh. I think that's when it's going to start to basically roll to the front after this little hill. And lots of technical stuff coming up also after this one. So then a little easy flat section and a pretty tough finish. Anyway, yeah. Should we start to move forward? I think my little helper here could start moving forward a little, but oh well, that wasn't my little helper, that was Klaus. So yes, my little helper is also going forward. Let's play it safe and go to P2 prematurely. Oh, that's interesting. They're not going to jump. Well, that would have been an opportunity to just nuke them, right? If we had been in P1. Make the jump, but leave the rest behind. But, I mean, there's so much left in the stage. Over 200 nodes. That would have been a destructive team time trial. Oh, no, I'm happy about the slow pace. Oh, there's movement. There's movement. They're coming further to the front. I did see someone in P2 there who wasn't there before. Let's see, this is an easy move, but we're going to move through a rough technical section on the next one, it seems like. So it might be worth moving forward already to P1. Alright, another easy move to follow though. So far, things are not quite heating up. Yeah, they're a little undecided of where they want to be. I mean, Billy King is still back there. That means not all pros are like, this is now that it starts, but they're slowly come forward. Alright, we just follow along. I have no dirty tactics planned for this stage specifically for once, but I'm going to closely watch Manuel Gomez. And there they are, now spooled all the way to the front. Whoa. Yeah, Manuel Gomez is going to be a pretty hard nut to crack, but he's 3 turns behind. So it's not really that dangerous in the overall, as long as we don't lose massive amounts of time on him. And it doesn't look to be the case. Who else is there? Well, 3 turns, 3 turns. Let me just check. Like, who are we actually supposed to have a look at? It's these two for the... Or let's mark everyone here who's somewhat within range. They are actively reordering already, which tells me that they are preparing for attacks and the final sprint, of course. So it's going to be interesting. They have something planned, but look at their resources. All in the 20s down there. And then Manuel Gomez is the only one who's like crushing still. 53 thing. Oh, and the other favorites too. 51. These two guys could make something work. Oh my god, they're really damn aggressive. The whole damn bunch just reordered behind me. It's like, nah, you're not supposed to be there. We want to attack you bastards. Yeah, I can understand why, but no thanks. I have to invest some precious energy to get back on their butts. Oh, and yes, we are perfectly fine with everyone just following along, right? We are leading, so no need to try anything crazy. And this is looking like it's going to be an interesting next move. But everyone can follow along. And again, they are super careful right now. Just reordering behind. Won't have much energy left after this stage, but I think we are going to keep the wheels that we need to. Let's get behind them all. I would say that this would have been our chance if we wanted to extend our lead, which is not the case. Let's just go along with them. Oh man, this constant reordering is really draining. We need to do it. Are they quite serious? This is not a big move, but we can't break it. There's too much slipstream, too much momentum going on. We wouldn't be able to get away. And that means the second to last move before they finish is a big recovery turn. And now it is time for sprint calculations. Let's see how bad it is. Well, this guy can't do much. He's not the lead out that we asked for. He's a little quicker. 4-8. 4-8 plus 1, because he has both flat and downhill here. No. -1. It's -1 because that is... If you hover over here, you see the actual stat change on the nodes, right? On the terrain sections. So you see who has what there. Some are really getting punished hard. And we do have a -1 there for Klaus and a 0 for Andreas. And even Manuel Gomez does get a -1 overall. From the looks of it, I think we're too far back at the moment. Somewhere between these guys? Let's move forward a little, because there's him and him here who can build up a little bit of juicy velocity in the sprint. And yeah, I think we can jump these guys, but not if there's some dead bodies in between us and them. So let's go there. This only costs us energy at the moment, so it's fine. And we have plenty of attack points saved up anyway. They are going to fully recover, so it's no harm done. Alright. I think I'm going to do it like this, or is Klaus supposed to put in some velocity? Because we do want to get the green jersey to Andreas, if possible. So I'm going to go this way around. Alright, let's see what happens. Yeah, there's a lot of velocity in the way. Okay. How is this going to go? Well, you only have 5 points, so you can only jump to there. Should have gone further to the front, even. So Klaus is not going to sprint. It's just futile. And then we have Andreas, who gets a +1 in sprint, so he can spend 7 points. Let's see, that's still not enough, is it? 3... No! 3rd place. Well, I think we're going to grab those points. This should be a dead body because he has a -2 in sprint. This will be a dead body because he has a -2 in sprint. And he has a +1 in sprint, but that doesn't help him. So, yeah, it's 3rd place, I assume. Yep. Yeah, he managed to come 4th in the end, Manuel. And across the line of this stage was a bit of a weird one, because no one dared to try anything proper. It was a good sprint in the end, where we did not succeed, but Andreas Roth came third, and that means... Ooh. Yeah. The final stage is going to be contested for the green jersey. This is going to be a bit rough. Have to set up for a good sprint there. Ooh, and recovery is starting to show. Down to 61% with Klaus. Only 78 energy on the next stage. Full attack points, so that's good. And same for Andreas. Only 77 points, but full attack points. Can we hold on the final day and get a good sprint on so that we beat this bastard that is following us in the green jersey? We shall find out. There's one little climb in the way with a severe technical sector a terrifying technical sector right beyond the peak. And then just flat to the finish. A little bit shorter today. Billy King is looking happy. And now, after a long wait, just cruising along without a breakaway going, we are in a situation where I have to turn out the rest mode. And people have started moving up. Of course, that makes sense. With the climb coming up. I think I'm going to stay in there for one more turn. Ah, interesting. This is going to be a bit of an opportunity here. And danger as well. Because do you want to move to there? Or are you going to move into the heart of the hill, really? This is super inefficient, of course, but it does get you away from the bunch. Yeah, the favorites are still sitting in... Oh, or are we ahead of them? Let's see. No, Gerhard is behind. So they... Oh, Billy King moved up to P2. They're not ready to move up to P1 just yet. They will likely do so in the next turn, but... Seeing that this is a technical sector and I don't want to get an additional penalty, I'm just going to move my guys up. So they are going to go down there. We could make an awkward pull. Huh. We could make an awkward pull. Because the favorites aren't here. Like, give them the same disadvantage, and with our own guys, I mean, who would we be pulling along? Max Bush. Alright, he's way behind. Yeah, shall we give that a go? I mean, it's such a dirty tactic, but it's one that works. Especially in a situation like this, also I would say in real life, like when you have a climb coming up with such a steep incline that you are deliberately, from a steady, slowish pace, all of a sudden like ramping up the tempo, making everyone like scramble. That is very destructive to the peloton, and can cause some chaos with attacks going. But yeah, so you know what? I need to calculate this. And no, I haven't calculated it exactly, but due to the harsh penalty here that we get, this is just 8 free movement for basically the whole bunch of my riders, and that makes things a little bit more interesting. We can't get too far high up there, but from there, I mean, they can't cross in one turn. That's basically impossible. So, what I think what we're going to do is to try and jump to there within 2 turns. And that means Samuel Gross is going to try it. He's not going to be set up to win the stage in a sprint, but rather we're going to do this. Damn it! Okay, it didn't work. Didn't work, they're too smart. They outfoxed me. Basically what happens is I'm giving the all the riders that are behind me the option space is severely shrunk by me doing that move. And that means they are not going to consider any landing spots here, but their AI tree to see the moves branching only considers any nodes here, and of course they're going to choose the best node that is the least shitty up that front. So this has made it rather rough on the competition, at least, to get to the front. They're still stuck in P2. This is going to hurt, because there's a -6, max 1 slipstream. Ouch. Also, I should mention that the peloton actually cannot follow this move. So that means the peloton is still stuck there. Unless someone else is going to just slightly advance the peloton up there to like a slightly better node. But right now, the leaders are stuck down here on the worst possible spot. Okay, yes, and he can follow. Can't just follow the normal way. He's going to do that. Because we did want him along, so this is actually even better, right? Because the peloton is... No, the peloton moved up. The others had a few thoughts about this move as well, it seems like. That's good. I like some competition. So, the chase is on. And we are going to all go with the attack. But I do think they can make the jump there, and wow! That's quite the difference. I would love to leave this awful section right behind us, but that is not possible. Yeah. Ouch. That's a -5. Alright, well, he is going to land here. Let's see who else does. And some others are going there. He's not going to last. This is way too... Oh! With a catch-up move, it isn't too inefficient. Because we don't actually get the penalty from the sector. Now that's interesting. But no, he's going to stay there. He's going to stay there, and let's see what happens. Ooh. Now that is a move. We've set him up perfectly to make this one. I'm going to follow... Can anyone else follow? Yes, we can follow. Oh, and not with max attack either. Oh, this is just too perfect. So basically, we pulled one of our main competitors, but not one that we are really watching. and set him up with the perfect attack opportunity. He took it, takes us along with one lower than max attack, so we have our full pool available still. I can use it too. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, right? Oh, he's strong. And he's a shit sprinter too. He's really damn fast for a shit sprinter. It's perfect. Wow. He's going to haul ass. If he actually does. Let's see if he does. We're on his wheel, so we can gift him the win if he pulls us. We do need a damage report. We so need a damage report. Who's in here? Well, basically no one that matters. This is the group of 9 riders who were in P1 or P0 when I pressed the eject button. And look who's there. Billy King has somehow moved up to P1. The others are still at this moment, well, we're still in repositioning, stuck in P2. They had to go there. Yes. Anyway, is this a good ordering? I think Gerhard needs to be behind all of us. Yeah, he might want to try an attack if he isn't leading out properly. Just go for the win. Wow. Okay, someone... What? That dude is hauling. Wow. That is the best lead out since a long time. And that's like 7 slipstream. We're not even using attack points. Alright, you know what? Klaus Fuchs is the time trialer. The only thing that we do need to accomplish here is stay up front and make sure that Andreas Roth wins. But I don't think it's going to be too tough to outsprint someone with -2 sprint if you yourself have +1. So we should be good. Should be fine. Okay, Klaus, you go ahead and start pulling. And show that you didn't get this one gifted. Yeah, 7-5. Good move. He is trying. He reordered behind me. He knows exactly what's going on. But nope. No, wait. No, wait. Thanks for the pull, but now playtime is over. And Klaus is going to do a almost max. He has 10 points remaining, so yeah, that's the perfect move here. It's looking good. No one can escape this because he's in the relay. He's momentum blocking everything. Oh, this should be good. Yeah, you see that? Like, there's no escaping from this. And again. No, he didn't try this time. He didn't try this time. He's like, fuck. Oh, this is looking funny. Gerhard is leading out the sprint. No, Klaus is leading out the sprint. Gerhard is going to push some velocity blocking, and then he's going to try and sprint. And Andreas is going to crush it. So that's the plan. Let's see if that actually works. I'm hopeful. Let's see. Where's the rest of the bunch? I haven't checked. But first, the sprint. Okay. Max lead out. That was a massive time trial there for Klaus at the end. Beautifully done. And there we go with our lead out overtake and double that. And he can just about pass this one. Can he build up more? No, I don't think so. He can't. Yeah, he can just overtake. And then we go here and boom and just to put some salt in his wounds. So there you go. Beautiful victory right there. Where's the rest? So these are the remaining riders from the P0, P1 group. And then here we have a group of really damn pissed favorites who got outsmarted. And their helpers couldn't really pull it back from there. This is a little rough. And great work by the crew. That is a clean sweep. And that means this. It is looking golden for us in this amateur season. We've ticked off 1, 2, 3, 4 races this season. Not too bad. The only ones remaining is the Hills and Valley Tour and the Bizarra Sprints. Right. And I was also a good result. Gerhard coming third on the sprint stage. And there we have our beautiful first and second place finish. And in Klaus taking taking second place in green, of course, yeah. And Gerhard an easy victory in the mountain jersey. So massive clean sweep, and that means we get what? 400. Oh, okay, it gets that is 423 prestige points gained for our general rankings. Quite high. Our sponsor doesn't quite like it as much. We have 1,544 points. That is pretty high. Usually that gets you top 5 for the season. And there you have the level up. We made it to level 5 with Klaus. Ah, beautiful. So there it is. Klaus Fuchs, TT expert. What did we say about how we wanted to level him? Because this is quite nice. It does give him the flat and downhill, and of course lots of TT. But it isn't making him into a proper tour expert. I do think, however, that the mount trade probably is the better one to take here. It is unlikely that we're going to get to level 11 with him, which means the 4th point for specializations is not going to unlock. But we do need to have a 3-point build, and I believe that when you look at the time trial category here, 1 point is pretty powerful. If we put that 1 mountain point in there, and then a second one, that keeps him quite neutral and gives him +2, +2, +2 in time trials. And that is basically all you need there, without the big disadvantages of, -2. No, well, that's a cobble, sorry. I thought there was a -1 in technical as well, but it isn't, so it's not a big disadvantage. He wouldn't be able to sprint anymore, but who cares, right? So, yeah, Mountain it is. Ah, pretty successful by all the amateur teams there this season. I'm just checking out the general standings in amateur. And we are only 7th. So very nicely set up schedule so that we don't get spooled up all the way to pro, because we have unfinished business. Just checking. Gerhard Horn is the best rider in the world at the moment. Almost 7,200 prestige points just by himself. Impressive. Vladislav Smirnov is taking second. Usually that tends to be... where is he even? I just can't find him. Has he retired or something? Anyway, we're going to the season evaluation. Okay, it's looking a little weak, our team, but otherwise, quite good. Yes, superb rating. We do get all the funding that we need. Our biggest success turned out to be the Great Lakes Tour with 411 points. And the worst one, yes, the sprints. We got bopped. We just got nuked. This was not fun. Vitessa, despite winning, was one of our worst events. But if you compare to clean sweeps, yeah, it is. Oh, this is also funny. Highport, we won it. We won Highport, but that's our 3rd worst for the season. Yeah, overall, I really enjoyed the 2nd season. We're making very good progress here, and now let's set up the next one. Our options are slightly wider than before. So let's first tick off the ones that we actually do absolutely need to do, and that would be... hopefully they're not in the same month. No, this one, sprints, as well as Hills and Valley Tour, right? Yeah, this one. Is that looking good? Ooh, punchy. It's quite punchy. The calendar setup itself isn't that tough. Deciding what I do with my team is going to be tough. So we do have our Andreas Roth Super Cobble Specialist Rider. There is, of course, one of the tours that we have in mixed. Let's see, is it the only one? Yes, Dahlbeck to Hammersbach is the only one. Tour of the North is another cobble tour, but that is pro. So we don't have access to that. Also, this one does only have amateur teams in it. It does have, though, Doriana Velo Tours. I think those are the guys who bopped us last time in the Basara Sprints, wasn't it? I think I have some traumatic memories. But you see, it's not better here for the Hills and Valley Tour. Also, of course, it's an amateur event, so there's only amateur teams joining, but all of them are joining so far. 24th, 25th, and us. So, Rolling Hills, looking very empty. Then, we have another mixed event, the Coast Race. We could also go for the Hinterlands, but look who's there! Ranked 3 team, Bank of Hetvesian. They have some proper good riders. So I don't think we want to go up against them on a parkour that is like this. Like, that is tough. These are the kinds of stages where you need high-level riders. Because they are long, they have varied terrain, you need to have, or you benefit a lot from having a good set of skills and attribute points. And we just don't have that. Not with our low-level riders. So I think I'm going with the Coast Race. It's, well, that is a fantastic stage. It's basically just chilling all day. Then this is the only mountain riding? No, there are 2. 3. But overall, long and flat. Don't know how we are supposed to get time on this one, but apart from maybe some escape here? That could be the only place where you would pull something like this off. But that's just one chance. You need a little bit more. We don't have any chance on the Hinterlands tour, though. At least I don't think so. Unless, of course, we find a very, very, very good rider. And maybe we do. Maybe we just do. Because, do you remember this guy? Julian Krüger. He's a level 8. Max 11. Doesn't have the highest amount of energy. But he has 5 recovery. And he's a downhill aero expert. Yeah, so he does have some time trial as well. Looking good, costs a fortune, as you see there right there. Like more than our whole team is taken together, more or less. Not quite, but an impressive salary. And he does have some skills that are akin to those of Jan Schmidt, apart from his much higher energy pool, of course. Don't necessarily want to get rid of Jan because he's a mainstay, but Andreas Heinrich, is he ever going to do anything for the team? I kind of doubt it. He didn't level nicely in the first season. He's still far away from it, so you know what? I'm going to switch these 2. Boop. So, now we have used up all our budget. Or not quite. We can move up 1 more tick, which requires us to get about 1,500 prestige, which is about what we got last season. But we're not partaking in the easier races anymore, so while there is more XP to grab, or more prestige to grab, it's also going to be a lot harder. I think that's the only thing that we're going to change about our team, and then just try to make it work. Because all the other guys here are either just decent helpers, but they're not the ones who are winning tours. And I think with our other guys that are kind of specialized, because we do want to win the tours, we need a very highly specialized team at the moment, because the tours are very different and specialized. And that doesn't really give us the leeway of having just good helpers. Yeah, it makes it hard. Alright, but let's check out the calendar again and see how we can make that fit. Oh no, do you see that little tooltip there on the Basara Sprints? Who has signed up for it? Well, we have. And someone else as well. I really hope they don't have that crazy-ass rider anymore. He was just too much to handle. But otherwise, I think the plan is decent. Hinterlands Tour is very technical. So downhill trait of Julian Krüger is certainly in demand. But what I'm worried about is this stage. There is so much climbing involved, and I don't know if he can properly recover everything there. On the other hand, it would give us the leeway of sending someone like Julian to the Hills and Valley Tour as well, on a minor fitness peak, if he has a major fitness peak on the Hinterlands Tour. And that, in turn, look at this, he would negate all of this bullshit. This is really good. And yeah, there's a bit of climbing, but nothing too serious. A little bit of punch there towards the end. He would be in very good condition at that point, so I think he might be able to follow. That would be a good option, I guess. The Daloon Coast race is problematic. And that is because it's so damn long. Yes, we do have a very fast rouleur in here with Samuel Gross. He was also pretty close to leveling, so that could be accomplished. He would get another point in energy at that point, so wouldn't be too terrible, but still just about 70 energy at that point with his major fitness peak. I don't think 70 energy at a recovery rating of 3. Oh no, 4, it would be a 4. Would that be enough? Would that be enough to win this thing? He has a lot of room to grow, so he could try next season too. Ah, yeah. And we do want him to be on major fitness peak for the Basara sprints. That is his target. This might be our last chance to do those races. I hope not, because I don't think we're going to succeed that hard on all these super tough events. We haven't even looked into some of those yet. They are scary. So maybe major fitness peak on this one. That would also allow him to race the Harvest Circuit Tour. Very long stages and some quite rough ones. But he might survive that one. Nah, not this one. Okay, I stand correct. No, he's not going to survive this one. He does have no negative in mountain. He might be able to survive it. But that's a 430 node stage, last stage. You need a bit more skill to survive that. And now let's look at the other big ones. Cloud Peak Circle, that's a 6-stage tour, and with the Hinterlands Tour, it's the largest mixed one. So, so far so easy. Starts off with a nice time trial, then big mountain stage. This one is pretty tough too, even though it's smaller, very nervous. Interesting finish there, and then another pretty tough stage overall. There's lots and lots of climbing in this. And then Southern Alps Tour, our favorite. And that one, mountain time trial. Hilly but short, hilly and very long, no, very climby. But you see those little sections there? This first climb is basically nil, so it's fine. Well, that one is away. The last one here isn't very tough either. A little stage there, but then the big one. Lots of downhill in this one that is technical as well. This might be one for Julian. So here we go with a little bit of a gamble, right? Hear me out. We're going to select the Hinterlands Tour. And that one is, of course, the one who has Bank of Hetvesian joining. 3rd in the global rankings, and Telekom Achana, 14th only, but they have some brilliant, talented riders. This is going to make it extremely hard to compete. But this is a mixed event. These guys have access to all the pro races, so I doubt they are going to come here with a fitness peak. That might be our chance. And then in the next season, or at some other point, we need to once our little guy Samuel Gross, little guy, Gross means large. So Samuel is powered up. Then he can easily take on the coast race and make something happen. No time trial there, and he doesn't have any specific time trial skills, so that fits. But now, let me set up something that I believe would work in general. And the way I tend to do this is the riders that I've identified of where they actually need to be peak performance, I place those fitness peaks first. And then I see how I can arrange the other riders to fit in there. Then I select everyone who's on a fitness peak first to partake in the race, and then fill up the rest, up to 4 riders, with the ones who aren't on the negative. Whoops. One thing I didn't notice is that XL Velo bikes, the winners of the tour and everything, are going to be partaking in Cloud Peak's circle. It makes it slightly harder. And like this stage is quite brutal. Yeah, not so convinced about that anymore. But we're going to make it work, right? This looks like a decent plan. Alright, we can try and grab the Hinterlands Tour with a super fitness peak, Julian Krüger. Should be pretty powerful there. He will have 10 energy per turn at that point. So not having to dip deep into his lacking attack pool. And also 6 recovery, which is going to be very important to keep that rather low levels of energy up. He will have, what would that be? I think that's 79 then, like +5, or does he only get a +4 or +6? Well, somewhere around 80 there. So it's decent considering his recovery. In the downslopes, he should be able to grab some back on the descents. But he should be doing pretty well there. We're sending along Samuel Gross, who won't stand any chance in this tour whatsoever, because the only places where he can rest is the downhills. But no, he can't rest in the downhills because he has a -1 in technical, and this is on Achanan roads that suck. As you can see there, it's like it's all technical. So not good for Samuel. But if he somehow manages to move along and not be killed by the time limit, and Julian Krüger does pretty well, this is a reasonably big tour. So he might get a decent amount of XP. We do have Gerhard Seidel, who's going to stone-hard focus on the Hills and Valley Tour. He's our guy. He's going to win. I promise you. Not. But then Andreas Roth, of course. Hammer, Dahlbeck to Hammersbach. And we do have him coming back for the Harvest circuit with the minor fitness peak. And Jan Schmidt is going to attempt that one. Let's see how that goes. It is a very long stages tour and decent amounts of technical in there, which Jan of course can handle pretty well. At that point he likely has level 5, which means no, he's likely going to be a little bit more potent as well. Like I said, Samuel Gross, our guy for the Bassara Sprints, Doriana Velo Tours. I hope you are destroying the taste in the mouth for other teams to join. Ah, yes. Alright, but overall, quite satisfied. 4 riders each month. And with that, I think we can say bye-bye to these riders, even though it hurts. And we shall start into our season. And now we have the full picture in regards to participation. Let me see if I find some oddballs in here. Every one of them has maximum number of teams in them. Yeah, so the competition is going to be there. Nothing too worrying in there. So I guess with this, it's time to sign off. Now we have our full plans laid out. Season 3, can we tick off some boxes? We sure as hell are going to try. Otherwise, Altdorf Postal Services is going to get a slap on the very slow, snaily, maily wrist. So, with that, I hope you enjoyed and see you guys next time.